Hello world, welcome to Rex Arthur TV. This is the Rex Arthur show where we discuss LGBTQ issues with an LGBTQ approach and an LGBTQ perspective in an LGBTQ plus planet. You can see the planet, beautiful tree just by a famous park in Nairobi, Uhuru Park, and today it's Rex Arthur Outdoors. Sometimes we come out and we do videos. So we have very great news from Kenya. The Court of Appeal, sorry about that, let me shut down the internet because so many messages come on my phone. So the Court of Appeal has granted an LGBTQ organization to be registered, and therefore any LGBTQ organization to be registered in Kenya. And of course, it was a case that was pitted against the national government organizations, or non-governmental organizations body that registers NGOs against the LGBT organization that sought to be registered. And of course, you know, the government of course will go again and appeal. So they are going to appeal the ruling made by the Court of Appeal, and therefore the case is going to the Supreme Court. So I want us to go through the case, but what I can say, my own opinion, my personal opinion, is there is no need for the government to appeal something that is constitutional, because gay rights are constitutional. Yes, every constitution in the world really actually recognizes gay rights because they are humans. Now, of course, that is a big war with very many people. Some people feel like, no, they are not humans because of what they do. We are not humans because of who we are, or we are not humans because of how we look, or we are not humans because of what we do. So because of that, they have a problem with legalizing anything to do with gay people. And we're just saying, no, there's no need to attack your fellow citizens. Yes, but it's a court process, so if you have a different opinion, you can even appeal to the Supreme Court, as the NGO body has done. But personally, for me, it's not an issue, and I'm going to discuss why I support decriminalization and registration of LGBTQ rights. Now, let's go through this article. I liked it so much because it gave the rationale of the judges. It was a very tight judgment in a 3-2 majority decision, and that is very tight but very good. Congratulations to the Court of Appeal of Kenya. It is very sober. Yes, it's very sober, completely sober. I hope it remains like that, because a court should never take sides in anything to do with constitutional rights at all. In fact, when you pick judges, do not pick a judge who is very biased, especially religious bias. You know, if you are religiously biased, it is not wise for you to be a judge, because if you have a case of somebody who is not your religion, you are able to you will not be able to judge the case very well. This is what's happening in these terrorist cases. Because they are very religious, some of these terrorists are religious people, and it kind of fosters Islamophobia, because you will go before a judge who is not a Muslim, and he might dangerously slide into attacking the person because of their faith. But what I'm happy about, I've been to law school, and what I was happy about in law school, they don't teach you to judge anything by religion. They teach you to practice law, irrespective of what religion you have. So a judge uses evidence to make a decision. A judge never uses his feelings, never uses prejudice, never uses preconceptions, you know, perceived preconceptions, perceived thoughts to make a decision. Because when you make decisions based on your feelings and your religious views, then you won't make a good judge, you see. So you're supposed to get evidence, and when the evidence is there, you allow it, irrespective, even if your religion doesn't accept it. It's not about religion, it's about the evidence before you. And if you find a judge who is very religious minded and makes a decision based on religion and no evidence, then you'll fire them. That's why I know this case, the LGBT organizations we are going to win again at the Supreme Court. Yes, we will, because these judges have used the Constitution to make their claim. Yes, and I'm going to prove it through the judgments here. So the judges broke a tie. Of course, I don't want to mention so much judges because people should not attack anyone. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You see, what people need to understand about court process is the place of truth. There is no place of truth other than the courtroom in the whole world. Yes, in the whole world. And even in Parliament is also a place of truth, but it is not as strong as the court. That's what people need to understand forever. You know, these days when I argue with homophobes, I just tell them, if you have a problem with me, please take me to court. Yeah, take me to court. Because you have to need evidence. You cannot, you know, the arguments you have with very many homophobes, they base their things on rumors, you know, and they think the rumors are true. And I tell them, no, if you want to know whether it is true, go to a courtroom. That is a place to know whether something is true. But if you don't go to the courtroom, then you can't establish truth outside a courtroom. It's impossible, and it's even illegal, because the courts are the only recognized institutions of establishment of truth. Whenever someone does anything wrong in the laws of the country, you take that person to court. The reason why there's a police station is so that if it's shown that there's evidence against you, you will go to court. That is how people need to understand. And one thing I'm not happy about in the world, people are so ignorant about the legal system, and they do very many things forgetting that the law is there to protect everybody, even the one who is suspected of a crime. Yes, you don't attack them, you let them go until it is proven. Evidence, please, my goodness. So let's go on now. Okay, let's not, so we won't speak a lot about the names, but what I was trying to say is a judge should never be attacked, and this is why judges all over the world are protected. It is because they make very important decisions, and they are respected for going to law school. That's why we go to law school. I mean, why do you pass an exam? It's because you're going to do a very big job. Yes, so that's what you need to understand. Okay, now let's listen to this justice. I won't read his name, but you can go and read the article. And for security purposes, Kenyans voted for a constitution that only allows a man to marry a woman out of opposite sex marriage, he said, a family which the constitution recognizes as the roots of the country is formed. So for this judge, he feels, and we are going to answer judges we feel like are not with us. This one I'll disagree with him partly. Okay, the Constitution of Kenya says that marriage is between a man and a woman, but this is not about marriage. This is about association. The LGBTQ persons want to associate. They don't want to marry. They want to associate. Even though now constitutional law is going to become very, what do you call it? Let me use ballistic, because the association is actually marriage. But I won't go into that. Just know association is meeting together, assembling together, and agreeing on issues together. So this case was not about marriage, it was just about associating. Now, and then another judge said that it was not for the courts to confer rights which had not been recognized in the Constitution and Acts of Parliament. According to the judge, it was the work of Kenyans and Parliament to decide whether they would legalize homosexuality and same-sex marriages through a referendum and a legislation process. The judicial pronouncement which accorded non-discrimination has not crystallized that right. It ought to be the Constitution or the legislation that one can claim a right. It ought to be through a referendum or legislation. None can be conferred judicial pronouncement. This is merely an inspirational right. So that judge said that. Now, she is saying, okay, sorry, I know the judge, so that's why I'm saying she's saying that the judicial pronouncement which accorded non-discrimination has not crystallized that right. So she is saying that the pronouncement cannot crystallize the right of setting up an LGBTQ organization, and that the courts do not have that power. Okay, what can I say about that? No, the courts are able to make law. If I remember from my law school, they make law because in common law, I can't recall, but in common law there is what happens is that in common law judges are able to make laws. There is what you call precedent, and there is what you call stare decisis, and all of these things. So these principles are based on judgments that have already been passed. Like you see, one of the things that has given the LGBTQ community in Kenya power and in the Commonwealth is the ruling in India, because India ruled in favor of LGBTQ rights to be recognized. So what happens in the common law system is when a common law court passes something in favor of a person who has a case similar to that in another Commonwealth country, you can use that case to come and support you. So India was very important to the LGBT community. I don't have any words but thank you to the Indian community and the Indian courts, especially the courts, because when they did that, they changed the whole Commonwealth. Now, any Commonwealth country can just use that ruling to favor them, and that's what's going to happen. Of course, the beauty of the Commonwealth, there is no court that is higher than the other, and so but you can borrow. So I'm so sorry, I've not got the term, but I may get it on the internet when I put it back on. There is something that's judge-made law, something like that. That is what this justice needs to understand, that you can actually make a law from the court. Yes, it is common law. It's a common law. It's a common law action. There are, of course, some countries which are not. The courts don't do it. But we can read the Constitution of Kenya and find out right now what the courts do. Let's try. I'll get it later on. Okay. So what else did the judge say? So the two judges fired the anti-gays and their anti-gays and lesbian organization Legal Bullets by limiting themselves to the law. Yeah, so these ones, that's a very good statement by the journalist. These guys, they are legalists, because the other judge even said, I want to see it written that LGBTQ rights are given by Kenya. And then, or if not, have a referendum. So this is a person, I don't want to read into their personality, but that's a person who wants to see it written that it's really happening. And that's not how it is. The Kenyan constitution and all constitutions in the world, all, they protect gay people. Yes, all constitutions in the world. That is a fact. It is a fact from the highest heaven. If it was not so, America would not have passed that law through the court. Yes, every country that has allowed gay rights to prosper and to succeed, it is because of the constitution. Because the constitution recognizes every human being. Now, some human beings are gay. Yes. Some human beings are lesbian. And the constitution has said your rights will be protected. So, but now here you're not being allowed to associate, but others are allowed to associate. So, that is injustice. So you go and look for justice. And justice is that everybody gets his rights. Yes, it's simple. Yes, that's why I'm saying I'm very happy with the judges who allowed the LGBT organization to be registered, because those are judges who are not biased. They understand the humanness of those people. All right. Now, there's a realist. The realist said that this guy is a realist. He said that, of course, he's a guy because I've used the term his argument in the line that even though majority of Kenyans were for opposite sex relationships and marriages, it was a fact that those who love people from the same sex were living in families and doing their daily businesses. He referred to homosexuals as a minority group. Yeah, this judge is very sober. He's saying majority are straight. But that doesn't mean that the minority is also straight. So he's trying to say the minority are not straight, they are strange, they are queer. And they live in families and they have work to do. They have businesses, they have jobs, some of them are in school, some of them. So, but they are a minority. And it's a brilliant statement, because do you know you can have a country with 90% gays? Yes, it's possible. 90%. 90% of the population is LGBTQ, lesbian, gay, bisexuals, transgender. Why do I say that we live in an LGBTQ plus planet? Because it's a fact. There are more than 1 million LGBTQ persons in the world. More than 100 million LGBTQ persons in the world. Those are three Kenyas, or 20 Finlands. If you put the LGBTQ population of the world in countries, those are 20 Finlands. Now you tell me why you should deny the rights of such people. You see, it's wrong. So this guy is very right to say that, and he's just saying it's a minority group, and just because you're a minority doesn't mean your rights should be denied. Yes. All human beings, look at that, beautiful, must be respected irrespective of their orientation or sexual lives. Yes, all human beings, I repeat it with him, all human beings must, and it's good to use the word must be respected irrespective of their orientation or sexual lives. Beautiful. Beautiful. And this is what a sober court, a sober politician should understand. Yes. Because if you're a politician and you want votes, Are you going to discriminate somebody? You won't. You won't. Because if you discriminate that person can become a very big group and topple you. Yes, he will topple you in an election, and then you'll wonder, why did I lose? Well, you didn't respect one part of the electorate, which is very important. The best politician is the tolerant politician. Yes. Do you know why Obama won twice in a very conservative, in a 50-50 conservative liberal country? And he was a black man. You know why? He was tolerant. If Obama came and said, if you're gay, I like you. If you're a homophobe, I hate you. Believe you me, he would have not won. He would have not won. Obama's secret of winning was uniting everybody. He united even the homophobe. He showed the homophobe that, don't worry, we are building America whereby we respect each other. So some homophobes who are weak in their homophobia, they voted for him because they felt, this guy sounds nice, you know, he wants people to live in harmony, people to live in peace. So they voted for him. You see, he won. The first time he was against McCain. McCain, who, you know, American Republicans can never say no to a war veteran. McCain was the greatest, one of the greatest war veterans and a politician. But he lost to Obama, who has not even been in the military. Reason? Because of Obama's message. He's a tolerant man. He tolerates everybody. Yes, even though it doesn't mean that he accepts homophobes. He knows they also have their rights. That's what we need. And that's what I've been telling Trump on my videos. Is that if you are intolerant, believe you me, those people you've rejected are the ones to remove you. Yes, like the transgenders. Yes, you will make the transgenders very strong. You see, Caitlyn Jenner supported Trump. Then when Trump, instead of Trump supporting Caitlyn by helping the transgenders, he decides to single them out and say they should not even be in the military. All in the name of money. And what has happened? He has lost Caitlyn Jenner. Yes. She's very confused. And more of the other transgenders who voted for him. And the LGBTQ Republicans. Of course, I saw a very nice article about the problem of the LGBT community, which is very true. There is war between the orientations, you know. People don't like, gays don't like transgenders, you know. And that is a big problem. And then, as I told you in another video, the other problem of America, the LGBT organization is now split. You have Republicans, LGBTQ persons, and Democrat LGBTQ persons. So what does this mean? It's the end of the block system. You know, Obama won because all the LGBTQ persons were with him, and most of the women were with him. Now the biggest game changer came in 2016 when there were LGBTQ persons who supported Trump, Milo Yiannopoulos and Caitlyn Jenner. So these leaders of the LGBT community in the right wing, they split the vote. So the votes were split. Then you have women rights groups always stay with Democrats, but women Republicans are very religious, so they don't stand with the Democrats, and so that's what split the women's vote. That's why Hillary didn't win the Electoral College vote. It's because of that. Though I believe Hillary won the election because it was a popular, if you go by the popular vote counting, she's the one who won. But because America has two systems, Trump is the one who won. Now, so what am I trying to show you is that if you're intolerant as a politician, you will suffer in another election, because your enemy will use that person you've rejected to fight you, to bring you down. That's what I'm warning Trump about. And yes, that's what I'm warning Trump about. And I'm not. I think I'll do another video where I'm philosophical about America. I'm not. I have a feeling it's good. I'm happy the Republicans are in power for one reason, only one. The Democrats are able to deal with them and finish them. Yes, politically, this one they have cornered the Republican Party, because especially when they won the midterm elections last year. Do you know the House of Representatives now is by Democrats? You see? So they have a very big advantage now to change. Like you see, already they passed a resolution about the discrimination, which we'll also discuss about later on. Yes, it's because they have now clout in the House of Representatives. So what does this mean? The Republicans, if they are not careful, they will be removed. Yes, and Trump may only have one term. I'm telling you. Yes, and we will talk about this in depth in another video. Let's not talk about it here. Okay. Now, this other judge said homosexuals were also humans who deserve equal rights, even though they are assumed to have a popular sexual orientation. Yeah, that's a wise judge, that homosexuals are humans. So you see, the judges who voted or agreed with the organization, they are looking at it in the human rights eye, which is the eye that every judge should look at, not at the religious or the majority view. Yes, that's my position. Detesting gays and lesbians is outright discrimination. Yes, if you hate a gay, you're discriminating. If you hate a lesbian, you are discriminating. If you hate a Muslim, you're discriminating. If you hate a Christian, you're discriminating. If you hate anybody, it's discrimination. That's what you need to understand. So when you deny gays and lesbians their rights, you are actually committing a crime. Yes, it's a crime against humanity to deny gays and lesbians their rights. And very soon, it is even going to be a crime against humanity. Yeah, it will. Because when it's a crime against humanity, it is meaning you can even commit genocide. You know, the Nazi regime survived ICC. But if ICC was there, oh my, they would have been charged for not only attacking Jews, but also attacking gays. Yes. That's what you need to understand. And because gays have a right, they have human rights. So if someone kills you because you're gay, that person has committed a serious crime. It's an identity crime. It's not a crime. You know, you can kill somebody because he came to kill you. That one is understandable. But you kill somebody because of their identity. That one is a serious crime, because you are actually genocidal. Yeah, it's genocide. Because what is genocide? But the killing of a genetic strain. LGBTQ persons are genetically LGBTQ. Yes, that's what you need to understand. It's a fact. You're genetically LGBTQ. Completely. It's proven. The science is there. Fertile women have gay sons. It's there. It's as simple as that. Go and read the science. And that's genetic. You are a genetic being. So your sexuality is genetic. Go and look at intersex persons. They are genetic. It's the gene. You can't change the gene. You know, now we can change genes thanks to gene editing. Not prayers. Gene editing can change genes. Yes. So, but now all the humans who exist in the world, none of them can be gene edited completely. Yes. None. Because you have to undo the whole body for the person to be genetically edited. It's impossible. Because the moment you are born, conception has happened, the instructions have started writing. Every day you're growing up, your genes are writing. Even you see, my genes are not yet done writing. When I was young, I had a lot of hair, a lot of it. Now, but as I'm growing older, my genes are writing that you will lose hair because you have testosterone. You know, yes, that's what happens. That's why some men don't lose their hair. It's because they have little testosterone. Men who lose their hair very much have high testosterone. So my genes have written in my genetic makeup, my testosterone level has already been set, that at age 46 your testosterone level will be here. At age 57 your testosterone level will be here. So who are you to fight science? Who are you to fight gays? Who are you to fight lesbians? Who are you to fight a transgender? Who are you to fight an intersex person? So I agree with this judge. It's outright discrimination. The institution of marriage is not threatened by this group. Thank you. Beautiful statement. Yes, people were saying that if you give rights to gays and lesbians, marriage is going to be destroyed. It's a lie. Anybody who is complaining that their marriage will be destroyed is a person who is gay. I'm telling you, Kenyans, even watch out. If these court proceedings go on like this and you find people divorcing, one of the person in that family is gay. One of the person in that marriage is gay. Yes, because there is no way. How is it that being LGBTQ has affected someone who is LGBTQ affects your marriage? It is impossible unless you are LGBTQ. Yes, it's going to happen. I'm sorry, that's the truth. Accept reality. Some people never knew their spouses were gay. Yeah. And when they found out, they didn't understand. So they tell them, no, I can't stay with you. That's why I am an advocate of LGBTQ education from primary school to secondary school to university, so that people can understand that there's a daddy. You can have a daddy who is a bisexual. You can have a daddy who is a trans man. You can have a mommy who is lesbian. You can have a mommy who is intersex. You can have a mommy who is queer. Yes. So, and then when you let me tell you, the LGBTQ movement has changed the world. Because even when you go for dating, you have to tell whoever you're dating, whether it's a man or a woman, that this is my sexual orientation. I sleep with men only, or I sleep with women only, or I sleep with men and women only. So, what does that mean? You are being told the sexual orientation of your partner so that you can be prepared. Do you want to stay with a bisexual? Yeah. That's why if you are dating and you don't even ask the sexual orientation of your partner, you're wasting time. Don't cry when you realize the person is LGBTQ. You failed. You had to ask that question. And I know it in my life, you know. I've gone with, there are some ladies who have come and we've had time with them, and they've always, most of them, asked me my orientation. Because they used to sense this guy he's not the normal guy, you know. And me, I didn't know, and I told them, yeah, I have those feelings. And you see, and when they saw that, they said, okay, fine, and they left. That's what you need to understand, that gay people exist. And I was honest enough. Do you know I would have lied to them? Yes, you can lie. Lord Baden-Powell was with his wife and never slept with her. Every day she's sleeping, he would sleep outside. in the porch where he used to stay. Why? He had to live up to the society that he's married, but he was not married. He never slept with her. So why should you live such a miserable life? Live with whom you want to live with. Yeah, than being so miserable that and you have a chance to be free. Okay, let's go on. I think this judge was very good. That's why we are talking too much. It is an institution that one enters out of choice. Yes, marriage is not by force. Yes, it's not by force. So it cannot be threatened by people who are naturally LGBTQ. It can't. Because marriage is an institution of choice. It's not, we never chose to be born. And we never choose to die. But we choose whom to marry or how to live, whether we'll be married or single. That's our choice. Yes, so no forcing. So because of no forcing, how is LGBTQ issues going to affect an institution made by choice? It's impossible. This stereotyping people and expecting that same size fits all. This is stereotyping people and expecting that same size fits all. Yes, that's just stereotype. And it's very sad that many cultures are like that. Many cultures, they put people in boxes. All of you must give us a woman. All of you must give us a man. No, that is outright discrimination, outright ignorance. Because a human is a human being primarily. He has human rights, meaning he can think for himself. You see what I'm wearing? I chose to wear this. It's not my community. I didn't go and consult the community that what should I wear. It is me. I chose to wear what I'm wearing. Yes, that is what you need to know. So anyway, if people are sinners, God will deal for him. No one can judge them for him. Yes, it's simple. If you're saying these people are sinners, LGBTQ persons, that we are sinners, then let God judge us. And that's what I always tell homophobes around. I tell them, you know what? Please keep that for God. I'm going to meet him. When I die, I will meet him and I'll tell him I was so happy being gay. I was so happy in my LGBTQ lifestyle. Thank you. Yes. And you'll tell me whether I will suffer for that. I won't suffer. Yes. Because I lived my life. I did what I wanted. I did what my body enjoys. So there is no way you'll leave God to judge me. Don't judge me. And this is what another judge said. He used the story. Jesus taunted the men who wanted to stone a prostitute to throw the first stone if they had not sinned. The issue of persons who are LGBT is rarely discussed in public. It cannot be doubted that it is an emotive issue. It is impossible for the country to close its eyes as if it does not have these people. Yes, very, very wonderful judge. Yes, you cannot say that LGBTQ persons don't exist. They exist. They exist. We exist. We are born that way. Lady Gaga, forever. Thank you. We exist. Blind people exist. Are you going to hide that fact? LGBTQ persons exist. Are you going to hide it? Poor people exist. Are you going to hide it? Like, I always like the Russian story. The Queen Catherine of Russia, she was so high up that she never knew what was happening in her country. So every time she wanted to know what is happening in the country, the nobles would go to the villages and put actors dressed very smartly to be in front of the houses of the poor. And they hide the poor behind the house and tell them, don't come out. Let these people stand here. Then Queen Catherine goes through the Russian villages and she says, she's smiling. Wow, they look so dressed, well dressed, very healthy people. Said, yes, my queen, you're doing a wonderful job. You are ruling with glory. Yet, there were poor people in Russia, her kingdom. You see? So what's the lesson? That some people want to show that certain people don't exist for their own gains. And that's wrong. Because if you do you know what happened to Russia? a revolution. A revolution happened. And the Russian monarchy was destroyed. Why? Ignorant rulers. They did not know what was happening on the ground. Why did the French Revolution happen? Ignorant rulers. They did not know what was happening on the ground. And that's what we are saying. Now, we must therefore, as a nation, sorry about that. Okay, we've lost that. I don't want to go put on the internet. The messages will come flooding. So basically that was the judgment, and the LGBTQ organization is able to register, but since it's going to the Supreme Court, they will have to wait again for another round of judgment. But I am for the LGBTQ organization, because the constitution is on the side of LGBTQ persons forever. Every constitution in the world, yes, every constitution has a human rights section, a human rights chapter, and LGBTQ people are humans. Yes. Of course, you know, there are some African beliefs that LGBTQ persons are special, so they are not humans. And so that's why you don't give them their rights. No. we don't live in a religious state. We live in a secular state. Even if you believe in God, it doesn't mean the state is religious. The state is secular. So when it's secular, a human is a human. As long as you have a name and a card, identity card, or a birth certificate, or you have a name, just as long as you have a name, you are a human being. Yes. And you have rights. Even animals have rights. Yes. So I am very happy for what's happening in Kenya. This, if the case passes in the Supreme Court, which I know it will, because you can't fight the Constitution. Even a tip to the LGBTQ organization, lawyers, keep it Constitution. Keep it. Beat those sections and show them that human beings are here. Show them human beings are marginalized, and then you'll help them out. Now, we're finished with the video, but as I'm finishing, I want to address issues concerning the LGBTQ persons in the grassroots who may feel like these cases are dangerous or affecting them because of homophobia and transphobia. I want to tell them something, that it's understandable, because sometimes, you know, you meet very many people and they say, why are we going to court? Why are we? It's very important, because as it stands, you are not recognized. Do you know why the government is canceling this organization, don't want this organization to register? It is because the law is against LGBTQ persons. So what do? You are supposed to decriminalize. Yes, because if you don't decriminalize, I'm telling you, your organization can't exist by law. Yes, it can't. And if it can't exist by law, what does this mean? You're being denied your lifestyle. It's very serious. You know why should someone deny you your lifestyle? You are LGBTQ. Why should someone deny you your life? It's like a blind person should not go to school because he's blind. Do you know you can make a law like that? You can make a law that blind people should not go to school because they are blind, and we only want workers who can see. That's discrimination, because a human being is free to be educated. So please understand that even if you're in the grassroots, you are protected by the court process. Yes. And then secondly, nobody should come and attack you for who you are. If they do, run to the police, and don't tell them because you are gay. Just tell them, this person beat me up. that person has committed the crime of assault. It's not about, you know, the beauty about criminal law, it's not about who you are, it's about what you've done. You see, it's about what you've done. So if someone beats you up right now, the police job is not to know who you are, it's to know what happened. Someone beat me. Is that against the law? Yes. That person will be charged and go to court. So if someone comes to your house and says, you know, you gays, you are now making too much noise, so we are coming for you and we are coming to beat you up, keep quiet. If that person beats you up, take them to court. If they try to beat you up, if possible, even run to the police station. Yes, run and tell them this person wants to beat me up for no reason. Don't even tell them why. Yes, you tell them for no reason. Because which law has empowered that person to beat you up? No law has empowered anyone to beat you. Yes. No law has empowered anyone to do violence to you, even if you're a thief. Yes. Do you know mob justice is illegal? Yes. Mob justice is illegal. In fact, my stand for mob justice, if police find mob justice happening, arrest the ones who are also doing it. Yes, they are not supposed to beat anybody, even if he has stolen. Their job is to take the person to the police station. Yes, there are systems, so we don't fight. Don't fight systems. Let systems work. That's what people need to understand. And so that's what I'm telling the grassroots LGBTQ persons, not to worry and stay safe. Always know a police station. You can know a policeman. Yes, just you don't even have to tell them your orientation, but just tell them that, hey, I feel my life is being threatened, my life is in danger because someone has said this about me. He wants to kill me. Yes. Don't tell them your orientation for now, because we are still in a place whereby people don't value LGBTQ persons until, you see, when this law is passed. I mean, when the court decriminalizes the anti-homosexuality law, and when it allows LGBTQ organizations to be registered, now the police will be able to be trained about taking care of the LGBTQ persons and dealing with them specially. Look what's happening already in Kenya. The LGBTQ refugees are suffering. They are being arrested for being LGBTQ. It's a crisis. It's a chaos. And the solution to solve the chaos is train government agencies to train them to know how to deal with LGBTQ persons. Because an LGBTQ person, their life is always in danger. Yes, it's always in danger. People can even kill that person. He has not even done anything. Not even done anything. But just the way he looks, they kill them. And so what do you do in such a situation? Train the government agencies to protect such people, so that in case people rise up and fight the LGBTQ persons, then the police and even military, every government agency should be trained about the existence of LGBTQ persons. And that's how we'll survive. So that's what I can tell grassroots LGBTQ persons. Don't worry. Survive on the what do you call it, the police authorities, and survive on the government authorities, like what you're doing now, you know, going to courts. That's good. That's what we're supposed to do. We go to court and we challenge these laws and we throw them away, because these are colonial. I mean, why are we staying on laws that are 100 years old? Are we modern? Come on, wake up and smell the coffee. We are in a very modern society. We are modernizing. Yes, go and look at the Africans around. Let me show you. Have you seen anybody naked? But 100 years ago, we were naked. We were walking naked. This Africa I'm on, people were naked. Now people are wearing clothes. Yes, we are modern now. We are getting modern. So because of that modernization, nobody should take us back to old school law that was brought by colonialists who are also old school, who are also behind. And another thing, the LGBTQ grassroots, I'm talking to grassroots, should understand is that we are a team, both with the leaders, LGBTQ leaders, and the grassroots. How are we a team? The LGBTQ leaders have gone to court for you. Yes, for you. If there are no leaders, if there are no leaders, believe you me, you would suffer. You would be killed as an LGBTQ person and nobody would care. Thank these leaders who have gone to court. They are really brave people. See, all of these ones who are appearing on the cameras, you know, anybody who is on camera that is standing for LGBTQ persons, that is a leader. Thank them. They are standing for you because you can't appear. You can't appear. Now who is going to appear? Who is going to stand for your rights? When someone kills you, we will not know why you were killed. And they killed you for being LGBTQ. So understand, the leaders are fighting for you and they are standing for you. Decriminalization is your victory. Registration of your organization is your victory. And you deserve it. The Constitution guarantees you that victory. Okay, that's the end of this video, and we thank you for joining us.